All her life, Maya tried to make everyone happy. She said yes when she wanted to say no. She smiled when she was tired. She explained herself again and again, to friends, to family, even to strangers. When someone misunderstood her, she stayed up at night replaying every word in her mind, wondering what she could have said differently. She believed that if she just explained herself clearly, people would understand her, appreciate her, and love her more. But the truth was, they didn't. The more she tried to explain, the more people demanded explanations. The more she tried to please, the more they took her for granted. One evening, after a long day at work, Maya sat quietly in her room. Tears filled her eyes, not because someone had hurt her, but because she had allowed it. She whispered softly, "Why do I always feel the need to explain myself to people who don't even care to listen?" That night, something inside her began to change. She realized that people who truly care don't need explanations, and those who demand them will never be satisfied. And that's where her transformation began, not in anger, but in awakening. The next morning, Maya woke up with a strange peace. She decided to test something. She went through her day without over-explaining. No long justifications, no endless apologies. When her colleague asked, "Why didn't you attend the dinner last night?" she simply smiled and said, "I wasn't feeling like it." No guilt, no justification, no story. For the first time, silence felt powerful. She realized that every time she explained herself unnecessarily, she was giving away her power, her peace, to someone else's opinion. As days passed, she started noticing something incredible. People who respected her stayed. People who only stayed for her explanations drifted away. And she was okay with that. Because when you stop explaining yourself, you stop begging for validation. You stop chasing approval. You start standing in your truth. Maya learned that silence speaks louder than explanations. And confidence doesn't shout. It whispers, "I know who I am." But not everyone liked the new Maya. Her sudden calmness, her quiet strength, her refusal to over-explain made some people uncomfortable. Her friend Annika asked, "You've changed. Why don't you talk like before?" Maya smiled gently. "Because I've learned that peace isn't in convincing others. It's in understanding myself." Some people called her arrogant. Others said she had an attitude. But Maya didn't react, she simply smiled. Because when you stop explaining, you stop needing to be understood by everyone. And when you stop needing to be understood, you become free. She realized that explanations are sometimes a form of fear. Fear of rejection, fear of judgment, fear of losing people. But what's the point of keeping people who only stay when you explain your worth? Maya's silence became her strength. Her confidence became her protection. She no longer sought peace from others. She created it within herself. Months passed. Maya's life looked simple from the outside, but inside she was stronger than ever. She didn't react to gossip anymore. She didn't defend herself against false opinions. She didn't chase people who left her. She had learned the most powerful truth of all. The need to explain is a trap. The moment you stop, life begins to respect your energy. People started noticing her differently. Her calm presence, her quiet confidence, what it spoke volumes. Even at work, she became more respected. She spoke less, but her words carried weight. Why? Because silence has power. The power of control, focus, and peace. When someone questioned her choices, she no longer felt anger. She simply said, "That's okay, you don't have to understand." And that was it. Her mind was free. Her heart was lighter. Her soul was finally calm. Because peace isn't found in explaining yourself, it's found in accepting yourself. Years later, Maya was invited to give a talk on confidence and communication. She stood before the audience, not as the girl who once begged to be understood, but as a woman who had learned the art of inner stillness. She began her speech with a simple line. "The moment you stop explaining yourself, your life changes completely." She paused, looking around the room. When you explain too much, you invite opinions that don't matter. When you justify your peace, you lose it. When you overspeak, you undervalue yourself. The audience listened in silence. Confidence, she continued, is not proving your worth, it's knowing it. You don't need to defend your dreams, your feelings, or your decisions to anyone who isn't walking your path. She smiled and concluded, "The right people will never need your explanations. The wrong ones won't believe them anyway. So stop explaining, start living." The crowd erupted in applause. But Maya just smiled quietly. Because she knew the applause didn't define her anymore, her peace did. And that's the moment life changes completely. When you stop explaining yourself, when you start protecting your energy, when you realize silence isn't weakness, it's power.